Hey guys, it's Becky from Wild at Heart Farm and I'm back. I thought I would just show you what I'm doing for a beef jerky recipe. As I've mentioned in other videos, we did invest in a Traeger smoker this past summer. And so this is going to be my first attempt at creating some beef jerky. So I've got our eye of round. This is some beautiful local grass-fed beef that we picked up. We've got that sliced. Now I decided to go against the grain for a more tender beef jerky. If you want it a little bit tougher, you want to slice it with the grain. 1/4 inch to 1/8 of an inch thick is going to be perfect for that. Little tip, if you freeze it before you get started, or you don't let it thaw out all the way, it'll be easier for slicing. Now we have a meat slicer, so it made real quick work of it. So I'm just going to marinate it first, and this marinade I'm going to do it right into a Ziploc bag. It's not long term, so I'm not going to put it in a vacuum seal. It's going to take about, you can do it up to 24 hours. I think I'll probably leave it for 24 hours, and then tomorrow evening we will put it onto the smoker. So in this, it is calling for, now I'm doing 2 pounds of beef. The recipe that I'm using is calling for 1 pound, so I'm doubling everything. Okay, if you want the recipe, I will provide it for you. So I'm gonna just take then 1/2 cup cold water, and then it's calling for soy sauce. I use the liquid soy seasoning from Bragg, just a substitute for the soy sauce. So we're doing the same amount. 1/2 cup of that right into the bag. Then it's 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. So 4 tablespoons for this recipe that I'm doubling. And just when you do these kinds of things at home, you know exactly what's going in. I'm not putting any yucky fillers, and so you can really control what your family is eating. 2 teaspoons of black pepper, so we want 4 teaspoons. I know that there's so many teaspoons to a tablespoon, but I can't remember right off the top of my head right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and do 4 teaspoons. Again, I don't think it matters if you're, almost put that in the brown sugar. Get that out of my way so I don't. 1, 2. And then any smoker will do, and you could actually even just do this in a dehydrator. You could do it in a very low set oven. There, we've got our black pepper. Oh, I forgot to grab the salt. Just 1 sec. Okay, it's calling for 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. I am using Redmond's Real Salt, which is a mineral salt. Very, very good. So if it wants 1/2 teaspoon, I'm going to put a full teaspoon. Whoops, that was a little bit more. Should be fine. And then 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now this is my own garlic powder that I made last year. I dehydrated this garlic and then pulverized it. Now this year, actually right now, I have out in the freeze dryer, oh, I've got salt everywhere here. I have some beautiful garlic freeze drying, and then I'm gonna pulverize it for my dehydrated garlic for this year. So this is calling for 1/2 teaspoon as well, so we'll put a full teaspoon in. When you freeze dry, now that was an investment to invest in that freeze dryer, but when you freeze dry things, you're keeping about 95% of the nutritional value in things. A lot different than dehydrating. And then it's calling for 1/4 teaspoon of onions, so I'm just going to put 1/2 teaspoon in there. Now I'm going to add to this recipe. I improvise all the time. I'm going to put a little bit of paprika in there, and I want it a little bit spicy, so I'm going to put a bit of sriracha, not too much, and a little bit of Lea & Perrins Worcestershire sauce. Okay, See how that works out. Just gonna zip this shut. Give that a good shake. And then we're gonna add our, again, I'm gonna let this marinate for about 24 hours. It is just after 5 o'clock tonight. Look how dark it is out this time of the year. And so tomorrow evening, just before supper, I'll probably take this out and let it dry on a drying rack for a bit before I put it onto the smoker. All right, that's all there is to it. Day 2 of our beef jerky. So this has been marinating overnight. It's been about 23 hours since I came to you last night. So what I'm gonna do now is just take this out of its marinade and I'm gonna lay it down just to dry out. And I'm actually going to, because I don't feel like going out and doing this tonight, I'm gonna just let it lay here on the paper towel for a couple hours. I'm probably gonna have to do 2 of these. And then I'm gonna put it onto a rack with the baking sheet underneath it. I'm gonna pop it back in the fridge and I'm gonna let it dry overnight. And then I will heat up the Traeger smoker and I'm gonna put that on a 200-degree smoke for, I'm gonna check it at 3 hours. I think it's gonna take probably around 6 to get to the dryness that we want, but smells great. Very peppery. I'm gonna need another tray there to do that. I've got a couple other things on the go here tonight as well that I'll catch up with you on. I've been using the freeze dryer now, so we've got some freeze-dried garlic that I got pulverized and into jars. I'm gonna start working on some freeze-dried ginger next. And you probably have noticed this canister beside me the last couple of videos that I've been doing. This is some crabapple and vodka that I've had going in here for, oh gosh, gotta be a couple months now since I got that started. So I'm ready to strain that and it's gonna make the most amazing crabapple liqueur. So I'll get back to you. I'm gonna, I'll probably come on and I'll show you this on the rack before we get started putting that onto the grill tomorrow. I might even take it out to the grill with me at some point tomorrow as well. But beautiful beef jerky on its way. Okay, so I got the jerky onto the Traeger this morning. And it's been, I'll check on the timer. It's been 2 or 3 hours. So let's go and check it. And I've got it on 200 degrees and I've set it to super smoke. And we've got an hour and 59 left. Oh, are we gonna need that much? This is looking, that one's actually done. This one was very thin. Oh, that is good. It's good. That was a thin one, but man, the flavor is good in that. You guys, I think this is just about done. I put that little bit of sriracha and a little bit of Worcestershire. That one, pretty well done too. Maybe I'll flip these. That one's done. I think it's done. I don't want it to get too hard. But now there's some that are done. That one was quite thick. That is yummy. Some of these I'm just going to set over to the side. Okay, this was a success. good. Yep, I'm gonna eat that. I haven't had any lunch. All right. Jerky was a success. Okay, so here is that beef jerky. I'm very, very pleased with how this has turned out, especially seeing as it's my first time trying it. I think some of the pieces are a little bit drier than others, but honestly, and I cut this not with the grain, but against the grain, and it makes it a bit more tender, which is how I prefer it. I'm gonna try it the other way next time, but it smells great and it tastes great. Great texture. So 2 thumbs up for that recipe. And just a little sneak peek at the next project that I'm working on. That is this beautiful locally grown organic ginger. This is from Farmer Andrew at Hope Farm Organics, just down the road. I went to a fundraiser on Saturday night, and he had donated a box of this, and I ended up splitting it. I did have some of this earlier in the year and made some pickled ginger out of it. This time, for this project, I'm gonna freeze dry it, and then I'm gonna pulverize it the same that I did with the garlic powder that I just did. So that's gonna be my next project. I think I might freeze dry it in chunks and pulverize part of it. Ground ginger isn't something that I use a ton of, but it would be nice to have some of the chunks of ginger as well. So that's my next project that I've got coming up, and I'll talk to you guys soon.